has been paying attention to my advocacy for my style of red. He sent me a screenshot of one of the matches he was playing where he had the Ratchet Bomb and he has all this burn in his hand and he just blows up the world.
It's good at killing Core Firewalker.
Yeah, Core Firewalker is it's collateral damage.
Ooh, that MC Hammer?
Oh my God, MC Hammer.
We get to play guess the MTG Rex card.
So in the past, I believe he's had Heavy D and the Boys as his token.
Heavy D and the Boys was his token during the tournament. Heavy D and the Boys!
For those of you who are wondering what we're saying, underneath the Versus sign is a token of MC Hammer. Oh, there we are. We're actually looking at it right now.
Oh, look at that. I like the dance he does where he like shifts back and forth.
The left to
while
right.
He has the left to right while he has his hands on his hips.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yo, MTG Taps, guys. That's what I model the name after.
Oh yeah, Yo MTV Raps,
I
Yo
know.
MTG Taps.
I know.
Some of our listeners might not remember the mid-early '90s. So,
You know what? You're right. I was talking to Lou Laskin as I was out in the hallway taking a break before, and he said, "Sorry to creepily follow you into the bathroom." And I said, "No problem, George Michael." And he said, "Who's George Michael?" And I was like, "Oh, age gap." So
here we have Julien there with a smile. I'm actually, look at that. Who do we got there? I see a Michael Jackson there, it looked like to me for a second.
I don't think MJ's got a Yo MTG Raps card. That wouldn't make sense.
That doesn't make much sense to me, but I mean, you never know. Because, I mean, MJ is just kind of, he's an icon regardless.
Little known fact, I can do the dance to most Michael Jackson music videos perfectly.
How do you do when it comes to someone like Justin Timberlake? Does JT work for you, or is that...
No. It's only because when I was a little kid, I really liked Michael Jackson, so I like sat in my room and like practiced the dance moves all the time.
So it looks like we got blue-black
Ooh, we
in
have
Jason
blue-black
Ford's
control
hand, and on the other
Against
side...
Valakut, Julien Booher.
So this is a matchup we've seen, I think, 3 times, and each time Red-Green Valakut has come through and just basically kind of pulled the same trick that Rug did back in Kansas City, which is to say it overwhelmed the Black-Blue deck with mana, stuck something, and then the Black-Blue deck just couldn't handle it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of how this format works in a lot of ways. There are threats that cannot be answered.
So we've got Jason Ford on the right with Black-Blue control, and Julien Booher playing Red-Green Valakut. Now, if we remember, Julian's sideboard might be overwhelmingly, there to deal with a Koldatha Red deck, but his opponent is playing pretty much the exact opposite end of the spectrum from Koldatha Red. I wonder if Julien still has enough stuff in his sideboard to be able to fight a control deck.
Yeah, I mean, he, it's only 8 slots of his sideboard that he's taking up with this really all-in sideboard plan against the Godolphin Red decks. So there's still a distinct possibility that he has room for cards like Thrun and cards like Gaia's Revenge, cards that can be really, really problematic for a player like Jason Ford, who's going to be slinging this blue-black control deck today.
Okay. That appears to be a Green Sun's Zenith in Julian's hand. And an assortment of colored mana, red and green.
I believe that's only red, if I'm seeing it correctly. I think that may be the issue.
Now, these are probably 2 of the more talented players in the room.
Oh, yeah. Julien and Jason, both of them know what they're doing. They're both literal children who are very good at Magic.
Literal.
They're not 21. They're,
Okay. Can they enlist in the army?
I think Jason can, and I don't think Julien can.
Okay. Some of the other people that do we have any sense of where Alex Bertoncini is for the weekend so far? Is he still in the running?
I'm not sure. If,
Killing his battle hit, then seizing him twice. He just like turned one and run and like tip.
I know that last I checked with Sam Black, one of the other top players we have in the room, he was X and 1, but that was several rounds ago. Anything could have changed since then.
yeah. Sam, I think he made a pretty good deck choice for this week in the Red-Black Vampires deck. But again, that's a deck where there's some variance to that deck. The mana cannot work out. You're very vulnerable to cards like Spreading Seas.
Okay, looks like we've finally gotten to the position where shuffling is done, mulliganing is done, and we're going to try again. Well, not done. We're going to go to the next stage of mulliganing, see what comes up. Okay, there we go. Valakut versus Black-Blue land with an Inquisition of Kozilek. The Inquisition can get the Blue Suns, or the look at that split that he makes. He's like, yeah, don't pay attention to these cards over here. Okay, so there's a Green Sun's Zenith. There is an Overgrown Battlement, and what is that card in between them? I can't quite make that out.
Is that a Harrow?
That might be a Harrow. I can't quite tell. I think you could be correct. The two mountains are clearly off limits. He takes the Overgrown Battlement, passes the turn. And there's a Colony Heart Expedition. Still no green mana, passes the turn back.
It's an interesting keep by Julien.
I mean, maybe he just felt like going to 5 would be just untenable. And if he draws the forest or green source, that he might be able to
Wasn't
make
he
it.
on 7 cards?
No, he mulliganed down, I believe. Maybe I've got that wrong. And I do see a forest there, it looks like. Oh, with some flourish. That spinny spin there was pretty awesome.
Was nice. That's a classic Jerry Thompson move.
Now, if that is a Harrow, do you just pop it here right now so it doesn't get hurt? Yep, there you go.
I think you
Confirming the Harrow. And he's going to probably get out a forest
gonna
and
play
a
some
mountain, or did he sack the forest?
Expeditions? No, he did not sacrifice the forest.
Okay, so he'll get like a forest and a mountain, lay the Calm the Heart Expedition.
Seems reasonable.
Forest. That's just a small surprise to me.
I mean, he probably knows Jason's deck. He's probably well aware that Jason has Spreading Seas.
This is true. Spreading Seas would be
And-
pretty devastating.
He knows he needs double green. So,
Now, the little Jace out there represents a real huge problem for Julien, because it's just going to grind away advantage, and little things like the potential of having counterspells up, the potential for Go for the Throat for overgrown battlements, things like that are going to start coming into play. Oracle eats a mana leak, but I think I saw a Stoic Rebuttal in Jason's hand.
yes, I did also.
So in one play, we have Island, and then 2 various versions of blue-black duels with a Jace Bellerin down to 1 counter. He adds a... What is that card he just added to the mix? I can't quite see it. Tectonic Edge. Raging Ravine comes down. It's going to have 2. There we go. And then 1 on the other Calm the Heart Expedition. He does the drop down the Jace yet again, taps out, lays Grave Titan. This is the moment of opportunity for Julien to do something that matters.
Yeah, Julien's got to draw.
It has
some action off
a
the
Primeval or nothing. Or nothing.
Yeah. And that'll just about do it.
Yeah, with the combination of Jace, Stoic Rebuttal, and Grave Titan, there's really not much that can happen here for Julien. Here comes Jace. Here comes Grave Titan, joined by his friends MC Hammer and somebody.
I believe that is also MC Hammer. One on the top there? Oh, I check it.
Yeah, that's the MC Hammer I see.
Oh, the other one is also. The other one I think is the side-to-side dance. MC Hammer.
Gotcha.
No, with the sunglasses.
Casts a Avenger of Zendikar, which eats a Stoic Rebuttal. And now that's all that she wrote. Julien is dead. On to game 2, where Black-Blue is likely to bring in Memory Side, but we don't actually have the lists in front of us for Jason and Julien, so we're going to have some conjecture. Julien, like we said before, we're not sure. These two friends are having fun talking, it looks like, but we're not sure if Julien's sideboard is so set up for Golgotha Red that he cut into his Black-Blue sideboard plan, or if he has enough.
People can hear that, right? So they can hear them? What was that? Because it's boring. Never mind. Let's just. We can just keep going, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to catch what sideboard he has. It looks like he's got a handful of cards that he's taking out. I see Colony Heart Expedition. I see Harrow. Harrow is a great card to sideboard out against a deck that might counterspell you. In.
A lot of the time you like Harrow too, though, because it's an instant.
It's just so dangerous, though. Couldn't quite
does
tell
let
what
you,
any of that was.
Because there's not quite enough.
Slags and Pyroclasms and Baloths in the board.
Ratchet bombs.
So what did he bring in then?
Those are Run Guy's Revenge.
So we think it's Thrun Guy's Revenge that Julien Booher just brought in.
If I had to guess, I would say it is Thrun and Guy's Revenge. Julian's actually, he did really well with Goblins at the Legacy Open in Kansas City. He ended up top 8ing that tournament.
I really, personally, am quite a big fan of Goblins right now. And, you know, one question people had is that, you know, the best aggressive deck in Legacy right now? I'm not sure that it is. It might well be. But there's a lot of people vying for that spot.
I mean, if you're very results-oriented, then yes, it probably is. I don't know, the deck's been the same for so long.
Right.
There are tiny changes from time to time. Like, as the metagame shifts, like maybe a few cards in the sideboard, maybe like 1 or 2 cards in the main start changing.
Right.
But some people really enjoy playing Goblins. It's a complex deck. There's a lot going on. It takes a good player to pilot Goblins
I agree with that.
deep into a tournament.
It looks like we have our first mulligan here from Jason Ford. Unless I missed that.
I don't think that was Mulligan.
Oh,
I think it's just a shuffle.
Okay. I thought he had already presented, so. One of the things about feature matches that actually is harder, MTGmom.com, little shout out. Even if you don't know Megan Holland, she's still your friend.
Oh, yeah.
She's if you get a chance, go to mtgmom.com just to check out the resources that she has for a tournament player who cares about playing to try to get onto the Pro Tour. Just that schedule alone is so valuable. It's a shame that Wizards doesn't have something so simple.
Yeah, and you know she compiled all that information, put it together. It's a great tool.
Yeah. Okay, here we do have the hands coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're correct. He did not mulligan. Julian's opening hand: Primeval Titan, Overgrown Battlement, and a mulligan. Perhaps not enough land.
Yeah, it did not look like it. Looked like he was on a one-lander there.
Time you'll learn that it's not balanced. No, it's really not. Just standard. People insist it's low.
Friendly banter between two friends.
I see that I'm not sure how he's doing, but I notice another name here, Jasper Johnson Epstein, who is playing in the event. He has 2 top 8s from Star City Games events in the last season.
Oh, wow. So we have some ringers in the
I
midst.
have no fear. Yeah, round 1 I did. I like stared at him dead in the face. Was like, you can afford cards, sir.
We have a Mike Long.
Probably not the same Mike Long. Maybe, though. Okay, we got our 6 cards here for Julien. Let's see if these 6 are any better.
Can you get a confirmation of whether or not Mike Long is Mike Long?
You never know. Okay.
See the all foil deck. You have the Asian deck. Standard white conversation.
Turn 2 overgrown battlements.
It's a pretty nice opening. That is also a pretty nice opening.
Just trying to stunt Julian's development a little bit. He
Yeah,
knows
I mean,
that this early portion of the game, there's not much that can be scary.
Well, yeah, I mean, he needs to make sure that Julien is not going to get to four mana on turn 3 and cast a Thrun.
Yeah.
'Cause that's scary.
It's just a lot of damage very rapidly. Pat McGrath. With a Jiraga Tree Speaker. That is interesting. Particularly in a deck that we already know has Pyroclasm Slagstorm as part of its plan. Now, a Singleton Jiraga Tree Speaker as a target for
Zenith is
Zenith?
actually awesome.
That's
Yeah.
really great, I would say. That seems pretty close to insane. And does he have a green source, or has that activation? Oh, no green source. Wow. That spreading sea's devastating. A Memoricide right now would just make this game take on an entirely different character.
Jason doesn't have a 4th land, it seems.
Okay, what do we have there? Is that
I believe that is.
Thrun?
Is that that? Or is that-
Thrun Summoning Trap?
Yes, that is Thrun Summoning Trap.
Well, good to know, right? Look at this. The friends that they are, he leaves the cards revealed.
Yeah.
You know?
Jason's like, do I have to write it down?
Make new friends, keep the old. He's got a flash freeze in his hand there. Go. Oh, devastating. And Jace.
Memoricide naming Thrun?
I just said Jace.
Yeah, I guess he needs double
And then-
green,
yeah,
right?
and then lock it up. Well, what is it? Is it a mountain? There we go. No forest for you.
That's got to just be about it. Right?
Memoricide. Ugh. Now, as we've already said, these two are rooming together. So one of the reasons he is doing most of the work for himself is that Jason knows what's in his deck.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
They
like
already know what's going on.
Yeah. They're not going to play shenanigans on each other. They're not the kind of friends who are going to sit there across each other and try to play mind games on each other and mess with each other's heads. And then after the Memoricide shuffles things up, make sure that the Fate Seal happens. Results in a go. Fate Seal again, what you got? Seems good. Grave Titan. Go. Good God. And that's all she wrote.
That'll be it. So, Jason Ford wins round 8 to be undefeated in the
great.
Star City Games Indianapolis Open Series. Standard event.
So what does he have from the board?
Crazy.